Hi everyone, I'm Stan Mel. Welcome to Paranormal Yakker. My guest today is Christi Clemons Hoffman. She's a lifelong intuitive channel teacher, consultant, and Reiki master who connects people with your spiritual team through angel communication, animal communication, mediumship, and spiritual coaching. Christi also hosts the Real Life Angel Encounters podcast and the Radiate Wellness podcast. I'll be talking with her about her book, Real Life Angel Encounters. Christi Clemons Hoffman, welcome to Paranormal Yakker.
Thank you, Stan. I'm happy to be here. I'm quite a yakker myself, so this is right up my alley.
Great, love it. Do we, Christi, know the origin of angels, who or what they are? Where did they come from? How did they come to be?
That's an excellent question. And, honestly, I am not sure of that answer, Stan. Angels are spiritual beings like we are. They do not have a physical form. Now, there are two important exceptions in the archangels. Two archangels had actually been human, and that's Metatron and Sandalphon. They had been Enoch and Elijah from the Bible, respectively. Other than that, none of the archangels have been human. Some of the ascended masters have been human, such as Yogananda, Jesus, and Mother Mary, but other ascended masters are deities and they've never been human before. And then we've got the whole hierarchy above and below of angels and spiritual beings, but they're pure positive energy. And I believe that they were created by source when everything else was as well.
Can you share with my viewers some examples of people who shared with you close encounters they had with angels?
Oh, absolutely. I love these stories. Stan, this is why I do the podcast and this is why I wrote the book, because I think these stories are important and there's some wonderful stories. There is a story of this young woman who was in college and she was away from home. She was outside of the dormitory and smoking a cigarette. Now, she was going through a really, really rough time in her life. She had undiagnosed mental illness that came out much later after the story, and she was really struggling with whether to stay alive or not. And she was sitting there smoking her cigarette outside of the dorm and pondering all of this and feeling just very withdrawn, upset, lonely, and just completely alone. Well, this pizza guy comes up with a stack of pizza boxes. He goes into the dorm to go deliver these pizzas. And when he comes out, he walks past her about 20 feet and then he turns around and he says, he hears you, God's always listening. Everything's going to be okay. And he had no idea what she was dealing with. She certainly had nothing to say to him about, it's like basically, hi, here, let me get that door for you. It's about all of their conversation. But for him to have turned around like that, it just was so meaningful to her. And then she says that later she finally called her parents and said, hey, I need to come home. There's something really, really wrong with me, and got an appropriate diagnosis. There's another story in there of Sarah, who was driving by herself on her way to work outside of Lawrence, Kansas, farmland, not much around. And there she was on this windy, curvy road, and there was a one-lane bridge. And wouldn't you know it, she gets a flat tire on this one-lane bridge. And she thought, it's a dangerous curve. You can't really see around it. And it's a foggy day. If somebody comes along and they're not paying attention, they could easily hit me. It's a precarious place to be. She's calling her folks. She's calling her friends who can come and help. AAA. Nobody was able to come right away. And then this gentleman came up behind her and parked and got out of his car. And he says, hey, I see you got a flat there. Can I help you? And she says, oh my gosh, that is so nice. That is so helpful. And she said there was just something about him that made her trust him, because being a single female out in the middle of nowhere, you never know. And she just felt this nudge, this inkling that she could trust him. And so she said, yes, I would appreciate that so much. And all he wanted in return was a hug. She gave him a hug and he went on his way. But he just showed up kind of at the time of need, showing up out of nowhere. And that's the type of story that I really love to feature in the book, which is going to be a series. And the Real Life Angel Encounters podcast is real people telling these real stories that could happen to anyone, but they're timely and they are at the moment that we need them and seemingly coming out of nowhere, too.
Why is it, Christy, that some people have experiences with angels and others don't?
Oh, that is the big question, isn't it? Well, I think these things happen to everyone. I think everyone has the possibility of having these encounters happen, and I think they do. But I believe that those who are open to it and might recognize this is what it is rather than a coincidence or a fluke, they recognize and cherish the synchronicity. That's when we really know that there's something bigger at play. I think these things do happen to many of us, but we just write them off. It's like, oh, I was out there in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, there's people come by occasionally, and this man just kind of happened to be on the same road. A coincidence, rather than thinking there was nobody around. Why is he showing up precisely when I need that? Or we think, well, here I am smoking a cigarette, and maybe I looked upset or something. And this pizza guy just wanted to give me a word of encouragement. But it really doesn't happen that often. We can write these things off, is what I'm saying. We can think, oh, it's just a coincidence. It was bound to happen. Or we can really acknowledge what's going on, that there's something bigger at play.
Does everyone have angels around them?
Everybody does. We all do. And whether we know it or not, just like gravity works for us, whether we realize it or not, we all have angels with us, and they want to help us. They want to see us succeed. They want to swoop in and make things better for us. But we do have to ask. They could do it for us, but it's so much better if we can ask, because we have free will, and our angels know that our free will is supreme. So they won't come in and swoop in unless we really, really are in need, or it's not quite our time to die and we're in a situation where, oh, it's looking kind of dicey there. So they can come in and help us, but mostly we have to ask.
Are there other beings or entities who show up for us besides angels?
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's angels. There's ascended masters that I mentioned before. There's our loved ones that are with us. And there are just other beings and spirits and guides who are out there and around us at all times. Yeah, we all have them, and they're all available to us.
How, Christy, would a person know if something they experienced was in actuality a true angel encounter and not just a coincidence?
I don't know that we ever really do. Like, you can look at things in a couple of different ways. One is as if everything is a miracle, and the other as if nothing is a miracle. I choose to look at, yeah, this is a miracle. It's a synchronicity. It showed up at the right time, the right place. This is an answer to my question. So we never really know, was this truly an angel? Were they sent by an angel? Was this a miracle? What was this? And I think being comfortable with that ambiguity and comfortable with that question, I think, is key and essential. Why not think of it as an angel encounter? Why not think of it as a miracle? And the thing is, when we do, and when we recognize that there are things in our lives that are supernatural, they are beyond explanation, they are miraculous even, then we're open to so much more. And it really is, I think it's a matter of keeping your eyes, your ears, your spirit, your psyche open to these things, and then we'll recognize them more and more.
Have you, Christy, had any encounters with angels yourself? And if you did, what were they?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Well, yeah, and I put some of them in the book. So one of my favorite stories, listeners, I think, who are listening to this show would know Abraham Hicks. And so I was going through a really hard time of my life. My husband and I were splitting up, and I was driving to my therapist's appointment. As a matter of fact, I was driving on 71 Highway outside of Kansas City. And if anybody's in this area, 71 Highway is a big artery. Driving down the highway, and I'm listening to an Abraham CD in my car. Shows you how long ago this was. And I was driving and crying, and I just was saying, Abraham, if you're listening, if you're with me, just let me know that everything is going to be okay. Let me know that I'm going to be okay. And then right then, in front of my car pulls a panel van. On the back of the van, it says, Abraham, the name you know, the people you trust. That caught my attention. But what also caught my attention, there was no website. There was no phone number. There was no indication this was an HVAC truck or a plumbing truck or an electrical truck. No indication what type of business that was. Pretty bad marketing on their part, but I think it was pretty cool for me to get this affirmation that, yeah, Abraham, i.e., this group of angels, is telling me things are going to be okay. And that's just one encounter that I had. I can tell another quick one. I was again driving down 71 Highway, going a different direction this time. And I get to a stoplight at Emmanuel Cleaver Boulevard. Many people in the area would know this place, but I get to a big intersection, and there's an unhoused gentleman on the side of the road. Now, this is a very common occurrence. There are many unhoused people who just kind of make their living on the side of the road and asking for money. So I thought, oh, he's going to ask me for money. I don't have any change for him, and this is going to be awkward. And this was the same period of time. So my angels were around me when I really, really needed them. Same period of time, and I had been bawling my eyes out. And I'm sure if he looked at me, he could tell that I had been very upset. So I just happened to glance over and locked eyes with this man. We made eye contact, and he just tapped his chest, pointed to the sky, and nodded. It's like, he's got you. He hears it. And I can't explain this, but I just knew it was Archangel Michael that sent him. It could have been Archangel Michael in human form, but I think Archangel Michael sent him because Archangel Michael takes very, very good care of all of us. And he's one I talk to a lot. So yeah, those are some of my highlight angel stories, but so many people have these stories, Stan. And when I started this podcast, I was surprised at the scope and the breadth and the depth and variety of these stories. There are so many different ways that these beings can show up, and so many different ways that miracles can happen to us each and every day.
You have said, Christi, that at this point in time, the subject of angels is an important one. What is your reason for saying that?
Because I think we all need hope right now. The world is very divided. Our country, my country, the United States, is very divided. Things are uncertain for us right now. Humanity is going through something. There are so many of us in this kind of paranormal, supernatural world, the metaphysical realm, who are talking about up-leveling of society. We're moving to a higher dimension. We're ascending. And that's enough to unsettle us and unnerve us. And there are many people feeling symptoms of this ascension and all of the solar flares that have been going on, all of the eclipses, the retrogrades, these cosmic events have an effect on us physically, mentally, and emotionally. And many of us are experiencers. I love your ET friend that's behind you. Many people are experiencers, and there's an up-leveling of sightings and contact, and that can be a bit unnerving. So there's this to say there's many things around us that can have people feeling a little unsettled and a little just unsure of what's going on. But when we know that we're not alone, we're not going through this by ourselves, there are benevolent, caring beings who want to help us, who are there for us, who pay attention to our every thought, our every action, and our every deed, then I think it just gives us so much more hope. And we need that hope right now. So I want everybody to know during these difficult times that you're not alone. There's so much more to you than you think there is, and that you are an infinite being. You are a spiritual, magnificent being having a very human experience.
How, Christy, do you suggest we can open ourselves up to having an angelic or miraculous encounter?
First of all, I think it's very helpful to believe. Belief is not required, but I think it is helpful. And we need to be open to it as well. So if we close ourselves off to things that are going to benefit us, that are in our highest and best good, we're closing ourselves off to so much more. So being open, keeping your eyes and ears open, just keeping the possibilities open. Like I said, it could be a miracle or it could be just coincidence or happenstance, but why not think of it as a miracle? Why not think of this as an angelic intervention? Why not think of it as a visit from a loved one or one of our guides? Just being open and being accepting of this, I think, is really the key. It also helps to minimize our distractions and practice mindfulness. I like to recommend meditation, but not everybody is on board with that. But practicing mindfulness and practicing gratitude just keeps our heart open and keeps our options open to all of this that's around us at all times.
Should viewers of Paranormal Yakker want to buy real-life angel encounters, learn about the various services you offer, the podcast you host, and events you'll be at, how, Christy, can they do that?
Everything is on my website, and that's radiatewellnesscommunity.com. We've got events and classes. And should I say that Radiate Wellness Community is not just me. There are 3 other practitioners that are in this group practice. And so we have all of our classes and our events. I'm slowly getting all of my book signing events up there on the website as well, and the interviews. So there's a media tab to listen to many interviews. You can schedule an appointment. You can learn about all of our services, all of our practitioners. There's a shop tab that you can find not only real life angel encounters, but there's another book that I've co-authored called The Gap. And you can find that there, as well as Desire and Design, which was a book that was put out by our astrologer within Radiate Wellness. That's available on the website too, as well as downloads. There are many meditations and packages and things like that we can find at radiatewellnesscommunity.com. And the podcasts, both of the podcasts are on that website. So you can listen to back episodes. You can check out all of our guests and learn more about all the things we have coming up and going on.
Christi Clemons Hoffman, I thank you for being my guest on Paranormal Yakker. Yakking with you, a fellow yakker, has been a most enjoyable experience.
Well, thank you so much for having me today, Stan. I really love yakking about this stuff.